The purpose of literature is to turn blood into ink. The clever combatant imposes his will on the enemy, but does not allow the enemy's will to be imposed on him.
Our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. It does not matter how slowly you go, so long as you do not stop.
Work at your job and make a living. Work on yourself and make a fortune. The goal shouldn't be to make the perfect decision every time, but to make less bad decisions than everyone else. Life is and will ever remain an equation incapable of solution, but it contains certain known factors.
Where attention goes, energy flows. Where intention goes, energy flows.
To be haunted is to glimpse a truth that might best be hidden. The strongest people are not those who show strength in front of us, but those who fight battles we know nothing about. Acquiring wisdom is great, but it is not the goal. Applying it is. War is not just the shower of bullets and bombs from both sides. It is also the shower of blood and bones on both sides. Playing it safe is the most dangerous thing you can do in life. To turn your dreams into reality, all your resources, efforts, and concentration should be aligned in the same direction. Taking pictures is savoring life intensely, every hundredth of a second. Sometimes the things and questions that make us angry are true in nature, or we know they are, deep down in our heart. Well, it's hard to be yourself. It's the hardest job there is. Those guys who want to have the mohawk, which to me is the new business casual.
I live in my own little world, but it's okay. They know me here. Too many people are too busy making a living to make a life. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them.
If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. You don't, you'll find an excuse. Dream no small dreams, for they have no power to move the hearts of men. Humans have come into being for the sake of each other, so either teach them or learn to bear them. Even a mistake may turn out to be the one thing necessary to a worthwhile achievement. Give it your all, because greatness awaits those who rise to the occasion with unwavering determination.
If you can feel the future, then you are about to experience it.
Nothing is too late, till the tired heart shall cease to palpitate.
I is for integrity. Be honest with yourself and others. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you work for. I knew I was alone in a way that no earthling has ever been before.
Sacrifice is a part of life. It's supposed to be. It's not something to regret. It's something to aspire to.
He was a lonely ghost, uttering a truth that nobody would ever hear.
Man is a clever animal who behaves like imbecile.
You can be anything you want in the world. Just don't become a prisoner of hatred.
I'll try anything once, twice if I like it, 3 times to make sure.
I am thankful for all of those who said no to me. It's because of them I'm doing it myself. If fate doesn't make you laugh, you just don't get the joke.
You don't chase darkness out of the room with a knife or a broom. Instead, you turn on the light. People at war with themselves will always cause collateral damage in the lives of those around them. Things will get easier. People's minds will change, and you should be alive to see it. We never realize just how many other lives we can help when their paths cross our own. No matter what happens or how bad it seems today, life does go on, and it will be better tomorrow. Building a successful life requires effort. The more effort you put into what you do, the more result you would see. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation.
If you are willing to go out on a limb, the tree of life holds endless possibilities.
You can't let the truth bring out the worst and let it get the best of you. Those who would wage war should first eliminate all domestic enemies before proceeding to attack the external foe. It's against the rules of humanity to believe there is nothing we can do.
The desire to reach for the stars is ambitious. The desire to reach hearts is wise.
There are no environments where you're only going to win, because life just isn't like that.
When I get sad, I stop being sad and be awesome instead. Stop doing what is easy or popular. Start doing what is right.
I try to avoid looking forward or backward and try to keep looking upward. In order to make a precise decision, keep a steady spiritual connection. The problem with people is they forget that most of the time it's the small things that count. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. I need to stop fantasizing about running away to some other life and start figuring out the one I have.
Always stand up for truth, regardless of who steps on it.
When you go down in flames, let it be a blaze that illuminates your path forward, guiding you towards a new beginning.
The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials.
Take your victories, whatever they may be, cherish them, use them, but don't settle for them.
Now I know what success is, living your truth, sharing it.
When I have won a victory, I do not repeat my tactics, but respond to circumstances in an infinite variety of ways. Life is like an elevator. On your way up, sometimes you have to stop and let some people off.
Face your life, its pain, its pleasure. Leave no path untaken.
I never dreamed about success. I worked for it. One way of looking at speech is to say that it is a constant stratagem to cover nakedness. Light must come from inside. You cannot ask the darkness to leave you. You must turn on the light. Look at the sky tonight. All the stars have a reason. Life has more imagination than we carry in our dreams. What I'm looking for is not out there, it is in me. You are the point of origin for everything in your world. You set the standard for yourself.
The line between disorder and order lies in logistics. With regard to narrow passes, if you can occupy them first, let them be strongly garrisoned and await the advent of the enemy.
Go ahead and believe that no one shines brighter than you. Become amazing and be happy. Life is a journey that necessitates progress. Keep moving, because each step brings you closer to your goals.
Bringing joy to another lights 1,000 suns within.
Be not afraid of life. Believe that life is worth living, and your belief will help create the fact. Education shows the path to the door of opportunity. It gives confidence and hope to open it. I'm not going to limit myself just because people won't accept the fact that I can do something else.
There are 2 ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. Don't worry about the negative people may say about you. Learn from it and move on.
The nobler sort of man emphasizes the good qualities in others and does not accentuate the bad. The inferior does. It's amazing how easy the truth is to accept, no matter how strange. You cannot connect with anyone except through reality. You are at your strongest when you are calm.
Life is more or less a lie, but then again, that's exactly the way we want it to be. Sometimes, the best of God's gifts arrive by the shattering of all the window panes.
Searching outside of you is samsara. Searching within you leads to nirvana. Action springs not from thought, but from a readiness for responsibility. Don't part with your illusions. When they are gone, you may still exist, but you have ceased to live. You are exactly where you need to be. If you want something, do something about it. Otherwise, it will be your whole life. Words don't have the power to hurt you unless that person meant more to you than you are willing to confess. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. We never know the quality of someone else's life, though we seldom resist the temptation to assume and pass judgment. Lies do not lie, truth do, in the times of any act lie hidden behind. In all debates let truth be thy aim, not victory or an unjust interest.
Those who know do not speak. Those who speak do not know.
When a thing is funny, search it carefully for a hidden truth. If we encounter a man of rare intellect, we should ask him what books he reads. Knowledge and error flow from the same mental sources. Only success can tell one from the other.
Your direction is more important than your speed. Politics determines who has the power, not who has the truth.
If anyone on the verge of action should judge himself according to the outcome, he would never begin. This work was strictly voluntary, but any animal who absented himself from it would have his rations reduced by half.
Decide what you want to be, pay the price, and be what you want to be.
Never give up on what you really want to do. The person with big dreams is more powerful than one with all the facts.
Apparent confusion is a product of good order, apparent cowardice of courage, apparent weakness of strength.
The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any.
Any fool can know. The point is to understand.
Each man should frame life so that at some future hour fact and his dreaming meet. Whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent.
I don't paint dreams or nightmares. I paint my own reality. Time cannot put anything in your hands until you let go of the time.
No matter how slow you go, you are still lapping everybody on the couch. You're always going to have people who aren't happy for your success, but only you control how you respond to it. We fool ourselves so much we could do it for a living. If you're making mistakes, it means you're out there doing something.
We destroy in assumptions, but we do not build in possibilities. The easiest way to be reborn is to live and feel life every day.
I'm killing time while I wait for life to shower me with meaning and happiness.
When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move.
Persistence is the quality of winners. Successful people never give up. If I had to live my life again, I'd make the same mistakes, only sooner.
Stay calm. You've been through this before. You'll get through it again.
Amateurs sit and wait for inspiration. The rest of us just get up and go to work. Books didn't make me wallow in darkness. Darkness made me wallow in books. A doctrine of expression rather than one of suppression makes a stronger appeal to man. The minute I stopped trying to find the right girl and started trying to become the right guy, the girl came. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulates the creative mind. Good ideas stay with you until you eventually write the story.
The right way to go easy is to forget the right way. Life isn't worth living unless it is lived for someone else.
Every comforting word is a command from a man of action, while every word of command is commotion from a man of just words. You may lie with your mouth, but with the mouth you make as you do, so you nonetheless tell the truth. What I want is so simple I almost can't say it: elementary kindness.
Invincibility lies in the defense, the possibility of victory in the attack. When we are most alone is when we embrace another's loneliness. A real scientist solves problems, not wails that they are unsolvable.
It's no use going back to yesterday because I was a different person then.
The snow goose need not bathe to make itself white. Neither need you do anything but be yourself.
Simple the life, simpler will be your instincts. The laws that govern the universe will obey your simplicity. If life throws you a few bad notes or vibrations, don't let them interrupt or alter your song.
Filter out the irrelevant noise. Focus on the objective.
We never know how high we are till we are called to rise. Then if we are true to form, our statures touch the skies. What I have achieved by industry and practice, anyone else with tolerable natural gift and ability can also achieve. Nothing is ever complete. You just have to get it close enough that it makes you happy. The worst part about being lied to is knowing you weren't worth the truth. Everyone's time is limited. What matters most is to focus on what matters most.
In order to attain the impossible, one must attempt the absurd.
The light at the end of the tunnel is just the light of an oncoming train.
Don't stop when you are tired. Stop when you are done. You become mature when you become the authority of your own life.
There's a whole category of people who miss out by not allowing themselves to be weird enough.
During a conversation, listening is as powerful as loving.
I hear my silence talked of in every lane. The suppression of a cry is itself a cry of pain.
At the heart of nature's mystery lies another mystery. Make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you.
Nothing is built on stone. All is built on sand, but we must build as if the sand were stone. Aim for the moon. If you miss, you may hit a star. Life gave me lemons, then I met you and you had vodka. Now my life is a party.
I would never die for my beliefs, because I might be wrong.
My happiness grows in direct proportion to my acceptance and in inverse proportion to my expectations. You go out and do the best you can and hope it works. You just try to improve. Temperament is just an elite perception of who you seem to be right now, not who you will ever be. I think I've discovered the secret of life. You just hang around until you get used to it. In the world there exists no aesthetic plane, not even the aesthetic plane of goodness.
If you have the guts to be yourself, other people will pay your price.
If you feel obsessed to prove something to the world, then you need world attention to be able to prove it. May your feet ever walk in the light of two suns, and may the moon shadow never fall on you. There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. Real courage is when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyway and see it through no matter what.
But you don't have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it.
The essence of being human is that one does not seek perfection.
The world is so full of a number of things. I'm sure we should all be as happy as kings. Never do anything that you can't admit doing, because if you are that ashamed of whatever it is, it's probably wrong. Consuming all your income leads to financial insecurity, but earning to invest paves the way to financial freedom.
Until death itself comes, no calamity need be feared.
It's as simple as that, simple and complicated as most true things are. Take advantage of it now, while you are young, and suffer all you can, because these things don't last your whole life. A man can't soar too high when he flies with his own wings. Rejections come the moment we decide to turn our one day into day one, and that is totally okay. To make a true choice, we must have true knowledge.
Deal with your past so that it won't affect your future.
It is not needful for our dreams to be very grand nor very big. It is only needful for our dreams to be very shiny. Life is a waste of time, and time is a waste of life. So let's all get wasted and have the time of our lives.
The truth is the kindest thing we can give folks in the end.
He who would learn to fly one day must first learn to walk and run and climb and dance. One cannot fly into flying.
Don't worry about being effective. Just concentrate on being faithful to the truth.
Divide your success in small pieces. Easy to manage failure, easy to achieve success. Beauty is about being comfortable in your own skin. It's about knowing and accepting who you are. The only faithfulness people have is to emotions they're trying to recapture.
Begin by seizing something which your opponent holds dear. Then he will be amenable to your will.
A true friend doesn't have guts. They beat you up and later plead with you to beat them back. It takes no more time to see the good side of life than to see the bad. He will essentially follow the language of the spectacle, for it is the only one he is familiar with.
There's no such thing in anyone's life as an unimportant day.
The single most powerful element of youth is that you don't have the life experiences to know what can't be done. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. To see what is in front of one's nose needs a constant struggle.
Art should comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable.
I'm the one that's got to die when it's time for me to die, so let me live my life the way I want to.
If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake.
Beware of those who are bitter, for they will never allow you to enjoy your fruit. If you can convince people that freedom is injustice, they will then believe that slavery is freedom. The more details, depth, and thought you put into your ideas, the more valuable they become. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Don't own so much clutter that you will be relieved to see your house catch fire. Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened. Before you can successfully make friends with others, first you have to become your own friend. Sometimes you have to lose all you have to find out who you truly are.
Truth is as straight as an arrow, while a lie swivels like a snake.
Being grateful does not mean that everything is necessarily good. It just means that you can accept it as a gift.
Shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars.
Never complain, never explain. Resist the temptation to defend yourself or make excuses.
But truly, if I were not Alexander, I would be Diogenes. Do no harm, and leave the world a better place than you found it. I never trust frank and simple people whose stories hold together. The way is to man as rivers and lakes are to fish, the natural condition of life.
If you can't feel gratitude when you are in need, the feeling of the need would never leave you, even if it is fulfilled.
Stop being okay with everything. Everyone's greatest fantasy is to walk away from the life you lead.
Don't bother just to be better than your contemporaries or predecessors. Try to be better than yourself.
The journey is what brings us happiness, not the destination.
If time is precious, no book that will not improve by repeated readings deserves to be read at all. A man who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary.
Success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose.
Success in life is not for those who run fast, but for those who keep running and always on the move. Truth strikes us from behind and in the dark, as well as from before and in broad daylight.
Keep going. It's not as difficult as you feel it is. Don't give up.
We suffer more in imagination than in reality.
Breathing control gives man strength, vitality, inspiration, and magic powers.
Ask not of things to shed their veils. Unveil yourselves, and things will be unveiled. One lie has the power to tarnish 1,000 truths. Sometimes life doesn't happen in chronological order. Fear is oftentimes born of ignorance and misconception. It lays waste to the landscape of the soul. Victories that come cheap are cheap. Those only which are worth having come as the result of hard fighting.
Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power.
You don't believe things because they make your life better. You believe them because they're true. Haters keep on hating because somebody's got to do it.
Nothing isn't better or worse than anything. Nothing is just nothing. To be wealthy and honored in an unjust society is a disgrace.
Nothing is generous. New knowledge is a valuable commodity. The more truth we have to work with, the richer we are. You look ridiculous if you dance. You look ridiculous if you don't dance. So you might as well dance. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness. That is life.
One who is too insistent on his own views finds few to agree with him.
It is impossible or not easy to alter by argument what has long been absorbed by habit. We can regard our life as a uselessly disturbing episode in the blissful repose of nothingness. There are two ways to be fooled. One is to believe what isn't true. The other is to refuse to believe what is true. It's always about timing. If it's too soon, no one understands. If it's too late, everyone's forgotten.
Be not afraid of going slowly. Be afraid only of standing still.
It takes as much courage to have tried and failed as it does to have tried and succeeded. Do not seek to follow in the footsteps of the wise. Seek what they sought. Don't leave a piece of jewelry at his house so you can go back and get it later. He may be with his real girlfriend. No matter what happened yesterday, it is insignificant when compared to what lies within the core of your being today. It is easy to be conspicuously compassionate if others are being forced to pay the cost. We have 40 million reasons for failure, but not a single excuse.
The elegance under pressure is the result of fearlessness.
Don't spend time beating on a wall, hoping to transform it into a door. After everything has been said and done, all you have is your story. Make sure it's worth telling.
Life is a full circle, widening until it joins the circle motions of the infinite. It is the privilege of the gods to want nothing, and of godlike men to want little.
I didn't come here of my own accord, and I can't leave that way. Whoever brought me here will have to take me home. We judge ourselves by what we feel capable of doing, while others judge us by what we have already done. I know I'm not going to be in your head all the time, but once you know me, I'll be forever in your heart. Success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. Two things define you: your patience when you have nothing, and your attitude when you have everything. Sometimes the hardest part isn't letting go, but rather learning to start over. The way is not in the sky, the way is in the heart.
Great things are done by a series of small things brought together.
I would rather be an opportunist and float than go to the bottom with my principles around my neck. The thorns we endure in life are but shadowed by the precious petals of a rosy outlook.
Once you really know yourself, can't nobody tell you nothing about you.
Evolution is a revolution without R, and R is a renewal of the mind. You are confined only by the walls you build yourself. Allow yourself to be a beginner. No one starts off being excellent.
Life is a bittersweet journey, my friend, a bittersweet journey.